Men's swimming breaks records.
And football closed out their season.
All this and more coming up on the Penguin Rundown. Welcome into the Penguin Rundown. I'm Monica Kurjan alongside Abigail Cloutier. Abigail, most of our fall sports have wrapped up their seasons, but basketball is in full swing.
Yeah, definitely. And both the men and women's team have a lot of home games coming up, so that's something great to do over the break.
I know my family is coming into town and they love to go out and to support the Penguins, so I'm sure a lot of other families will be in similar situations. But I think you're going to get us started with one of the teams that just wrapped up their season's football.
The football team closed out their 2019 campaign with a 21-3 win over Illinois State on Saturday. The Gwins finished the season 6-6 and 2-6 in the Missouri Valley Football Conference play. Season quarterback Nathan Mays and junior defensive end Justice Reed were named Missouri Valley Football Conference Players of the Week. Mays played the final snap of the Penguins season finale. The game-ending scene has been shown throughout social media and on TV across the country. Here's what Mays had to say about his final moments at Stambaugh Stadium.
It was an incredible experience. It was one of the most emotional things I've ever experienced with sports in my lifetime, from a personal standpoint. And not only was it incredibly emotional and important to me to see that happen, but once I got to my family and saw how it had impacted them, I knew it was more than just about me. It was like one final stamp on my career for everybody to see and for my family and I to just have forever. It was awesome.
The Penguin offense finished with 270 yards of total offense. 187 yards came on the ground, while 83 yards were gained through the air. Senior tailback Joe Alessi ran for 103 yards, and freshman quarterback Mark Wade ran for 58 yards on 13 touches. Quarterback Joe Craycraft completed a pass to receiver Ryan Amont on an 8-yard touchdown pass to close out the first half. The Gwins defense proved strong, holding the Redbirds to just 142 yards on 57 plays. That's all for the Gwins this season as they get ready for the 2020 campaign.
Over the weekend, the swim and dive team participated in the Magnus Cup Invitational held in Cleveland State's Busby Natatorium. The women's team had a great day, taking 9 top 10 finishes in a variety of events throughout the competition. Out of the 9 finishes, 3 came from Ida Urinovics. She walked away with a 3rd-place finish in the 400 individual medley, 5th in the 200-yard butterfly, and 6th in the 1650-yard freestyle. Other top 10s were seen from Tefane St. Gilles, Kayla Rassman, and Tess Weiskopf. The women placed 5th in the team standings with 468 points. The men's team started the Invitational by earning 3 school records in individual race, courtesy of Brandon Cheong and Wilson Cannon. Cheong broke the university record for both the 100-yard breaststroke and 200-yard breaststroke. Cannon broke the previous 100-yard butterfly record as well at the event. As a team, the men broke school records in all 5 relay events. These relays consisted of the 800-yard freestyle, the 400-yard freestyle, the 200-yard freestyle, the 400-yard medley, and the 200-yard medley. The Gwins ended up taking 7th place out of 10 teams with a score of 222 points. Congratulations to our men on their new records. Swim and Dive will take some time off before their 2020 showcase, Saturday, January 18th at Ball State. In the meantime, Penguin Rundown had the opportunity to talk with some of the swimmers about their performances. Let's check it out.
My career have been better. Mid-season was pretty good, but before the dual meets were not that good. I think the team is doing pretty good. Like, they broke some records this weekend, so it's exciting.
The records this weekend that we broke, it's really inspirational to keep pushing through the season. Seeing that we're doing that with our mid-season with only 2 days rest, I'm really excited to see what we can do at the end of the year. We don't have too many details about it yet, but I believe we're going to be training twice a day, I think 2 or 3 hour sessions. And he specifically said, our coach, Brett Smith, said that he is going to be handpicking out the toughest workouts for us. So that's the peak of our training, and from there, from that point on, we're going to coast into kind of a taper and finish off the season.
The women's bowling team finishes 8th out of 18 teams at the Hawk Classic Invitational. The Penguins took their second win over a top-ranked team in program history on the first day of the tournament. The Winds beat number 1 Vanderbilt 1,032 to 1,014 in the matchup. Senior Nikki Mendez placed 11th individually for the Gwins with a total of 1,043 pins for 5 games. Mendez helped the team go 3-2 in head-to-head matches over the weekend and even posted a high 256 game during her time at the tournament. The Penguins will have a 2-month break before they come back in January for their spring season. The team will compete in the Red Flash Invitational on January 24th through 26th in Altoona, Pennsylvania at Holiday Bowl. We hope the Gwins rest up well and come back for an amazing season. And now we'll send it over to the roundtable where Christina Stanovich is sitting by with special guests to talk about the bowling team.
Welcome into the roundtable. I'm Christina Stanovich, joined today by junior bowler Emma Dockery. Emma, fall season's coming to a close. How did you feel about the fall portion?
So far, I thought, and the whole team, we've had meetings, have thought that we did really well. So we won our first 2 tournaments, which was awesome because there's so many new moving parts that you never know what's going to happen. And then we dug ourselves out of a hole in Houston after the first day, and it's just cool to see us all work together so well, even though we're all so new to each other. So that was pretty cool.
So teamwork, I know, is something that you guys worked on. What was some team bonding things that you guys did over the fall?
So back in October, we went to a corn maze, and we all split up and tried to see who could do the corn maze first, so that was pretty fun. One of the girls there, a chicken got loose, so we all got to see her rescue the chicken. It was pretty funny. And then we'll play board games, or we have group Snapchats and Instagrams, and it's just a bunch of laughter that we try to bond over.
What has been your favorite memory so far through this season?
So it's probably not my favorite memory, but it's my most memorable was after we beat Vanderbilt on Friday, we went to go get hibachi, and I was walking out, and I was making fun of my parents' Facebook post, and then I ended up falling off the sidewalk and spilling my leftovers all over the place, and everybody just made fun of me hard.
Well, at least you weren't hurt. I can relate. I can relate to the whole falling thing. I've been there, done that for sure. But what are your thoughts on your individual performance throughout the fall?
So for me personally, I haven't bowled as well as I wanted to, but at the same point, I haven't bowled bad yet. So it's just really about staying patient and doing what I can to improve. So that way, I bowl better not only for myself but for the team and get ourselves in positions to win.
And what are you going to work on over the break, getting ready for that winter and spring portion of the season?
Spares and stability. So I need to end up cutting down my movement at the line so that way I'm more accurate than I already am, and I'm more likely to repeat shots. And then we need to work on spares, myself and the group as a whole, because right now in the composite performance index, I believe we're 9th or 10th, and we're basically the same percentage-wise in everything with the schools above us except spares. So we're if we just make 3% more spares, we're 4 instead of 9. So.
And what are you most looking forward to in the next part of your season?
I'm looking forward to just traveling and going out there and proving ourselves again, because I feel people are starting to realize oh yeah, they're pretty good, but no, we're ready to go. We want to be there. We're better than you, or we're just as good as you. And at this point, it's all about gaining inches, and the top 1 through 4 is all set basically. They're all killing it so far, and then 5 through 15 is going to be really close. So it's about us putting ourselves in a position to be no, we deserve to be here with you.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, and that's going to do it for us here at the roundtable. Abigail and Monica, back to you guys.
The men's basketball team had a busy week. On Thursday, the team traveled to Akron to take on the Zips. Despite a 17-point game by sophomore Darius Quisenberry, the Penguins dropped this one 82-60. Hopping on a plane, the team then traveled to USC Upstate to close out the Global Sports Shootout with a win, defeating the Spartans 66-61 on Saturday. Quisenberry was the high scorer of the game once again with 22 points. 15 of those points came from free throws alone. Quisenberry tied a school record for most made free throws in a game and set the school record with 20 free throw attempts. Junior Michael Akuche recorded the first double-double of his career with 11 points and 10 rebounds. Here's what Quisenberry and Coach Calhoun had to say about the week.
You're about a quarter of the season done so far. We only get 31 games. We've played 6. I don't think anybody's happy with where our offense is at. But I also don't think anybody's hitting the panic button. You're seeing a lot of teams across the country struggle. The only way to fix that is repetition. Get in the gym, get shots, concentrate, and do it all over again. When I left late last night, we had 3 or 4 guys in here shooting the ball. So I think it's the guys that work at it, they'll shoot it better. But I think, free throw line's a lot of concentration.
I think when I drive and teams suck in, I think that creates a lot of more open shots for other teammates and just kickouts more as well. I think just right now we're kind of in a shooting slump, but I think we're definitely going to get out of it. The more shots we get and the more open shots we get. Like I said last week, it comes with confidence and putting the work in the gym. I think the guys are really doing that and taking it into a personal level of I got to get in the gym and make shots, and I think guys are really taking it upon themselves to do so.
The Gwins returned home last night to face Westminster. For the score and stats, check out YSUsports.com. Up next, the men travel to Central Michigan Saturday at 4:30 p.m., then return home on Wednesday to take on Robert Morris at 7 p.m.
The women's basketball team had a very strong showing on Saturday at the Beagley Center. The Penguins would take down the Wagner Seahawks in a dominating 64-42 victory. Junior Chelsea Olsen led the way again for the Gwins, notching yet another double-double in the 2019-2020 campaign. Olsen's 18 points and 11 rebounds led the team. Fellow junior McKenna Peters nailed 4 threes in a 15-point effort. Freshman Maddie Shires also hit 4 threes, giving her 12 points on the day. Finally, in double digits was freshman Jen Wendler, who scored 10 points. Wendler will see more playing time as lone senior and team captain Mary Dunn sits out with an injury. Also out for the Penguins is redshirt junior Emma Van Zeeten, who will miss 4 to 6 weeks with a foot injury. Next up for the women's team is a road trip on Tuesday to face the Eastern Kentucky Colonels. Our own Dom Joseph was able to catch up with McKenna Peters for her take on the past week.
We put in a couple more offenses with like 5 guards out. I think what we can take from it is just running the floor. We're going to be smaller, but that doesn't mean that we can't win games. We can definitely put forth effort. I think we just really need to outwork our opponents. If we outwork our opponents, we can get wins pretty easily. But we just need to work hard and just come this week of practice. We have a full week to prepare for Eastern Kentucky on Tuesday, so I think if we just come prepared and really focused in practice, we can get it done.
The cross-country teams have big accomplishments this season, as it was announced Wednesday that juniors Derek Bassinger and Natalie Fleming were named to the 2019 Horizon League All-Academic Team. Bassinger has the 3.8 grade point average and placed 15th in the Horizon League Championship this year. Bassinger was also named All-Horizon League second team last season, placing 12th. Fleming, meanwhile, was named second team All-Horizon League and finished 8th in this year's league championships. Fleming also has a grade point average of 3.8. Congrats to both juniors on making all academics teams. It's now time for Penguin Play of the Week. We're going to send it over to Abbas Braswell for more.
Thanks, guys. This week's Play of the Week is a victory formation by Nate Mays. Nate is helped onto the field by 2 co-seniors. This is a very emotional moment for both Nate and the rest of the senior class. This play was featured on ESPN and also awarded Nate with Co-Offensive Player of the Week. Nate is responsible for over 2,600 yards passing and almost 1,000 yards rushing, a total of 30 TDs in his career. He's a 6-year senior, a graduate student majoring in marketing, and a native of Urbana, Ohio. As you can see, he's gearing up to take his final snaps as a YSU Penguin, and he's helped by 2 other players on the field. Congratulations, Nate, and thanks for all the great plays you've given us over the years. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Abbas. That about just does it for us here at the Penguin Rundown. For news, highlights, and more, check out YSUsports.com and follow us on all of our social medias, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat at Penguin Rundown 1. I'm Monica Kurjan.
And I'm Abigail Cloutier.
See you next Thursday, Penguin Nation.